Alright, so quick update. I went to the dealership to see if I could find the parts and for this, and they only sell it as this entire assembly all the way down, and it's about $180, so they don't just sell this by itself. So I'm going to see if I can get some more accurate measurements. Right now I've got this measuring at, let's see, about 60, but that's kind of stretching it out, so it's more like 58. I can't really get super accurate, but we'll see if I can get a better reading off of this. And this has it at 57.74, so about 58. And then so 60 is the most out of point. I've been looking online and I've been able to find some stuff that's in millimeters and some that's in inches. It's kind of been hit or miss. I haven't been able to find anything specific. This is sitting at 53. I think this is just 2 inch or 50, 51, 50 millimeters. I'm able to find some stuff on eBay and Amazon. There's a 60 to 50 or 60 to 51, and there's a I think it is 57 to 50, which is like 2 1/4 to a 2 inch essentially. So this is a Fiat motor, so I'd imagine that a lot of this stuff would be in metric. So it's kind of hard to just source this part, but I'm thinking about just buying two of the silicone pieces, one at 2.5 to 2, or 60 millimeters to 50 millimeters, and the other one at 57 millimeters to 50 millimeters. Just see which one fits the best. Unfortunately, one of them won't be in until March, so it could be a week or two before my car is back up and running. So what I may do is just try and put some sealant right here and then wrap this thing for the time being with some of that exhaust pipe stuff, or I don't know, just something to help keep that sealed. It's still, I mean, it's not busted all the way through. The threads are still intact, so I think as long as I can get this sealed up and sealed up, it should work for now. Also, I went and priced the piece right here. Where did it go? Oh, it goes from here down to the actuator solenoid guy, or whatever this is, vacuum regulator. And that thing is let's see, where's it? Yeah, you can see it down there. That's where it connects to. That thing is more expensive than this whole assembly because it sells only as this whole assembly. So that was another $230 or something like that. So nearly $500 just to fix these two pieces. So I'm gonna find some vacuum hose and rework that. It shouldn't be an issue. I may just run a vacuum hose across the plastic lines and clamp it down to that. So as long as it's got a good seal, it's not like it's going to blow off, since it is creating a suction and not pressure. Just have to worry about the vacuum line collapsing, so you have to have actual vacuum line. And this one will be a temporary fix so I can drive my car until these pieces come in. Hopefully it's the first one that comes in is the right one, and I can just return the other one as soon as it comes in. But we'll see. So those are the two issues that I'm running into, is just finding the actual right size. So I'll kind of experiment, and then I'll let you guys know, so anybody who has a Dodge Dart and runs into these issues doesn't have to spend $200 just to replace this entire assembly when it's not needed. So I'll get back to you guys in about a week and let you know how it's going. And here's the parts list. Well, this is one of the parts. He didn't send me the the other paper that he printed off initially. But you can see, so this is the assembly, and this is the line that I broke right over here. So I can't just buy this individual line. I have to buy this entire assembly. And as you can see, you've got the harness weight gauge, $237. The duct charge air cooler, $261. The other paper was something similar to this, but it was just the whole ducting coming from the intercooler going up, and there was just that one little elbow right there that I needed, but I have to buy that entire assembly. Just in parts, $549 is what they quoted me. So, yeah, just so you know what to expect if you try to go through the dealership to get this stuff fixed. Nearly $550 in parts alone, not to include the probably $80 an hour that they charge you to replace it. Probably quote you at about 5 hours. And yeah, so just keep that in mind. Alright, so this is going to be my my fix for now. I've got the pipe with the crack in it, got some RTV sealant, and some duct tape. So yeah, I'm doing this inside. This is my only chemical safe area. It's too cold outside right now, and I do not have a workshop, so you know, don't do this at home. Just take some brake cleaner, clean off the surrounding area, try and get as much of the crack as possible, just to kind of help give it something to seal to without really getting contaminated. I'm going to wipe the rest of it off since I'm going to be adding duct tape to it, so no sense in not having it clean. And then I'm just going to take some RTV sealant and keep it in there. Get it in there good. I'm just going to kind of rub it in. Again, this is not a permanent fix. I do not recommend doing this if you have the means to fix it within a decent amount of time. If I didn't live so far away from normal people, I guess, from a city, maybe I could get same-day shipping or 2-day shipping from Amazon, but not so much the case. So, don't really know the best way to do this with tape. But I'm just going to run, I don't know, a piece over it for now. Or maybe like this. I was thinking about using electrical tape instead. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll just wrap it in electrical tape and then wrap some duct tape around that. Alright. So. Should just help keep it airtight, and then the tape should help keep it from blowing out for a little while. We'll see. And then I guess I'll just continue to wrap it around. Oop. Overlapping it a decent amount. It's kind of funny, the guy at the Dodge dealership at the parts center was like, I mean, you could always just try Flex Seal. I was like, you know, I've thought about it. So this isn't Flex Seal, but you know, it might actually work just as good. So I just can't go without the car for 2 weeks. I mean, I guess I could, but you know, gas is expensive, so why would I want to? So I'll go back around, give it a little bit of extra oomph. All right. Let's end it up here. I've seen people take lighters and kind of melt this in on stuff, and it just kind of helps seal everything up. So. Alright, cool. So, yeah, found my lighter. I'll just heat this up. Kind of help melt it in. So it doesn't come off when it's in the engine compartment. Should be good. I mean, I'll let this set up inside the house. You can't really see too much in there. There's a little bit of, I don't know if you can see it. There's a little bit of blue in there. I'll get the light just right. But didn't really squeeze out too much. So, I mean, it should hold up for now. Like I said, that part will come in, and I'll fix that. Do a video on the replacement. Show you that I'm not just gonna this isn't gonna be my redneck engineering. So that fixes my Dodge Dart. But yeah, so I'll let you know how this goes. Maybe I blow it out the first time I try to use it, but I'll let this sit up. I'll let the sealant kind of tack up good, and then throw it back on this afternoon when I get home from work, and go take it for a test run. Well, I'll need to go get that vacuum line, so I'm going to see if I can fix the vacuum line as well. That's probably going to be a permanent fix with just some regular vacuum tubing to the plastic parts. But yeah, so that'll be the next step, and then we'll see how it goes. Alright, what's up? So just a quick update. I went ahead and picked up some vacuum line from O'Reilly's. It's just 1/4 inch, same size as what the this stuff is. Not as, it's a little more flexible, obviously, but it still should be. I mean, it's vacuum line, so it should be good. I just put some RTV sealant on there and put it in, and then put the clamp on it, just in case it doesn't have the little flared end like the other stuff did. So just help keep a seal. So I'm going to kind of like just fit this, and then I'm going to go and cut it to length, and then I'll just, as you can see, this guy, slide it on. I mean, it fits in there pretty snug, but I'll just slide this guy on the end of it once I cut it, and then put some sealant on it, slide it back on, clamp it, and then let it dry overnight in the house. It dropped down. I don't know, it's probably in the 30s right now, so it was like in the 70s last night. Welcome to Louisiana, I guess, right? So I'm just going to kind of test fit this, see how I can get it in there, and then we'll measure where I need to cut it. I'll cut it and then just put it back together. So thinking we can use the same hose clamp area still. I'm not going to slide it all the way on, but I'm going to kind of position it where it would go. So it's pushed on the bottom end, and then it looks like probably slide this under here, and then just go directly. This doesn't have a lot of tension on it, so probably right there would be fine. So mark that. that should be good. That'll clip off. And that'll basically be the new vacuum line for the turbo. There's this guy. I put some, I don't know how well you can see it, but I put some RTV sealant in there as well, just to help with the rock pressure. So I'm going to let this cure overnight as well, just for extra security. And then we'll put it on tomorrow or sometime if the weather gets any better. Tomorrow, if not, then I don't know. And we'll give this thing a test run and see how it holds up. So this will stay on right about here, and I'll just RTV it, and I'll just let it all dry in the position that it's going to be in, and it should be for the most part, a semi-permanent solution. Sure beats paying nearly $250 for PVC line that I pretty much already had, so. Perfect. So yeah, we'll go take care of that, and then I'll continue this thing on the actual install once everything's nice and cured up and good to go. Alright, and here's just a picture of what it looks like once it's all put together. You can see the RTV sealant, and that's just, like I said, it's not flared, so it's to make sure that everything stays sealed and tight. I don't get a vacuum leak as well as a boost leak, and since it's attached to the wastegate for the actuator, that'll make sure that I don't have any like overboost issues instead of underboost issues, which can be significantly worse for an engine than an underboost, because then it's just naturally aspirated. Whereas if you overboost, you can potentially run it too lean, burn up all kinds of stuff inside your engine. So, alright, cool. So it's the next day, and we're just gonna go ahead and throw this stuff on. Shouldn't take too long, and then we'll do a quick test run, clear the codes, do a test run, and then see how it works out. Right now I have like a few extra codes that popped up because I turned it on just to check with some of the sensors undone. So let's see, clear those, make sure that there isn't actually more wrong with the car than what was initially going on. Alright. Let's go ahead and move you over here. So this is two different sizes. You got the really small guy that goes at the bottom, and this guy goes up here on the larger one. Got a pair of needle nose pliers to help fit them in if I need to. I think we'll be good with that. That should be it. So, got the vacuum lines on, got that guy back on. I don't think I disconnected any other sensors or cables. Again, so yeah, we're gonna hook the sensor thing up to it, the code reader, clear the codes, and then take it for a test run and see how it's doing now. So, be right back. Alright, so we've got our OBD2. We're gonna plug it in down here. And then put it in run. And
system ready.
Never mind the radar detector. Oh, what does it say? Yeah, 4 codes found. That was because I turned it on without the those things plugged in it. Let's see, what do we got? I think it's just Chrysler. Yeah, so there's the turbocharger, supercharger, underboost. Now I don't know what that is, but it was probably one of the sensors that I unplugged. Throttle position. Then that may have been because I had the rag stuffed in the throttle body, and maybe when I turned it on, it tried to cycle and it got stuck. So escape. Let's erase the codes. Okay, and then let's go to
testing.
Nope, got a right turn signal out.
System ready.
Washer fluid's low. Typical. Yep. So you can see almost 200,000. About, I don't know what, 5,688 miles left before I hit 200,000. So I'm gonna have the live data on, and then we'll be able to see just how much boost it's producing, and then should the noise that was kicking on should go away. View data. Just do the complete data set. Alright, so I'm pretty sure it's on the map PSI, currently at 4.9. RPMs, VSS. We'll just go out to the highway and get up to 65 as fast as we can and see how that works. So let me put my seatbelt on, and then we'll do the data check. Alright, so right now we're only going 50 miles an hour. Once we get out to the highway, we'll actually go up to speed. But as you see, we're pushing about 14 psi, just kind of cruising in 4th gear. I also don't hear the whistle anymore, so that's good. 32. That's fun. Let's hit this highway. Yeah, before you could hear, it sounded like that, like the blower motor, anytime, but it would be consistent with the throttle pedal. So let's see. Feels better. It's up to speed just fine. I'm not hearing any noises. I haven't heard a loud pop from it blowing back through the thing yet, so that's good. And no sensor gauges, doodads. No check engine lights yet, so that's good. So let's go ahead and lot better. It's like, it almost feels like a new car again. That's what it feels like to accelerate with this thing. I'm kind of curious how long I've had a hole or a leak in my boost now. But there we go. Just kind of cruising. So that's good. I mean, it'll work for now. Obviously, I'm still going to replace it once we get the normal piece or the piece back in the mail. But until then, we'll run this as long as it'll last. So, all right. So we're back at the house. You can hear a little pump over there, right there, pushing fluid through the turbo so that it doesn't I forget exactly what they call it, but it prevents the oil from, I believe they call it caulking or something, essentially burning onto the bearings and whatnot if it just sits in a turbo without it cooling down properly. So the coolant pushes through it, helps cool it down and prevent the oil from burning off into the bearings, from it being so hot. I'm just feeling this. This is the hose that we quote unquote fixed. I just want to check and make sure nothing feels like it was bulged out or anything like that. And it feels fine. I don't feel any like the tape was stretched or anything like that. And it felt fine running, and I don't hear the noise anymore, so that'll fix it for now. And then when we get the rest of the parts, I'll do the install of the new part and call it a day. See if it actually fits. Hopefully it's big enough and fits in there. I think the lengths are like four inches on each side. So I don't know, like that's 4 inches and then that's 4 inches. So it may fit. Honestly, it kind of feels like this is a little kinked from being too tight in there. So maybe having something a little bit smaller might fit a little bit better as well. So won't put as much pressure on the bend, which is where it cracked. So yeah, I'll be able to drive my car for a little while now and everything will be fine. This looks fine. It feels a little bit softer now that everything is warmed up around it, but I didn't have any issues with it releasing. There's that guy down there. So, success. Fixed the code. No codes popped up on the engine. Don't have to replace the turbo or any sensors. So, like I said, that little tool that I had initially, definitely worth the investment to make sure that you don't have to actually replace a I don't know how much, probably $700 to $1,200 turbo. At that point, you might as well just upgrade it. But I don't know what kind of upgrades they make for this thing, so. But, yep, thanks for watching.